To all you really cool people going to TIFF and Venice right now, that's cool, but imagine seeing a film that came out a month after the US release date, and here in Australia, we pretend the screening I saw was an advanced one. Hey everyone, welcome to another video. If you love film, gaming, or television content, please consider clicking that subscribe button because today it's finally time to talk about a new A24 film. In this case, I'll be discussing the new whodunit, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. So let's get into it. It's a little funny to me that A24, who in my eyes make some of the best trailers for their films, that Bodies, Bodies, Bodies just could not replicate that success. I remember seeing the trailer and thinking, wow, this film looks like absolute garbage, and thinking that A24 might be starting to go into a little bit of a decline, because as a studio, they are easily my favorite after being responsible for distributing and producing some of my favorite films of each year and some of my favorite films of all time. However, the last film that came out from them that I was extremely passionate about was Everything Everywhere All at Once because of how creative it was. I did enjoy X for what it was, and while the characters were the highlight of that film, to the point where we are going to get another movie I'm excited for in Pearl, which I do have a trailer reaction for that film by the way, so definitely check that one out. However, the story for X does fall into generic territory at times. The other one I thought I was really going to enjoy was Men, and while it definitely had moments that rival some of the best moments in films this year, the ending ultimately let the film down a lot.
Hey, what the hell was that?
I am so glad to say that Bodies, Bodies, Bodies didn't let me down, and that could be because I had such low expectations, but I really came to enjoy this a lot. I knew from other reactions that the film is better than what the trailer presents, but I didn't think by this much. I was expecting a solid movie that I will most likely forget when it comes to my end of the year Oscars for 2022. However, this film absolutely blew me away, and I think it is truly one of the best in the genre.
You were surprised, weren't you?
The last whodunit to blow me away like this was Knives Out, and since I saw that film, I've been starving for another film that reaches that quality in this genre, and I hadn't got that up until now. What makes this film so special is that it knows exactly what it is, and it embraces it to the core. I am a little blown away because this film has so many obnoxious characters and is so frantic in its pacing that normally when this is the case, I just completely lose interest. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies manages to stay online almost perfectly, where the frantic energy and fun dialogue make the pacing for this film feel perfect. This is an hour and 40-minute film, and honestly, it feels like half an hour because I was having that much fun in the theater. I'd almost forgotten what it felt like to walk out of a screening and not feel completely exhausted by the end of it. Too many films releasing this year have been well over the 2-hour mark, and while some of them are excellent films that I hold dearly, it's nice to get one that just doesn't feel bloated. The energy here works really well with the runtime, because if this was a 2.5-hour movie, I could see how this could become extremely exhausting, and instead we get a really fun roller coaster ride. I think the writing is also excellent. The way it looks like anyone could be the killer is handled really well. Each character has some motivation to be that character, and the film does a pitch perfect job of keeping you guessing. I truly think it would be impossible for you to figure out how the film ends until it actually happens. But this isn't a shock factor thing either. It is woven into the story that you are satisfied with the place it lands. Then we have the ensemble cast, which are all extremely excellent and well casted. The standouts to me were Maria Bakalova, fresh off being off the new Borat film, plays a completely different role here and is excellent. Rachel Sennett was also great. I thought her character would be the most annoying human on the planet, but she is funny the whole time, and director Helena Rain knows exactly where and when to insert this character, and once again, it helps with the pitch perfect pacing this film has. Pete Davidson is the biggest star of this film, and he does a solid job and is used just enough to be really effective. I liked every scene he was in, but the other two actresses I mentioned before were more noticeable in my opinion. Technically, once again, this thing is phenomenal, and it helps enhance the quality for each scene. When the film wants a quiet moment that focuses on the tension, it pulls it off with the camera work by having a lot of behind the back shots and wides, and it almost makes it feel like someone is watching the character at all times. Most of the film, however, utilizes a lot of extreme close-ups, and because all these characters are really chaotic, and the camera stays with them so tightly, it creates that chaotic energy that the film is trying to emulate. This also has one of the most distinct soundtracks of the entire year. Each song fit the tone of the film perfectly, and surprisingly, as someone who doesn't really like Charli XCX's music, I really did like the original song because it captures the energy of the film really well. The only thing I could knock this back for is that the pacing may be a little too frantic in the first act. It makes it a little hard to keep up with what's going on, but in the grand scheme of things, that really didn't affect me as the film progressed. Overall, I'm going to say it. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is one of the best films of 2022. I might be a little higher on this compared to most reviews because I've been starved for a film this energetic and has some craft to it, and I'm really happy that it exists. This pulled off a miracle in my eyes. I hate the types of characters that are in this film, but in this, it just works. The same can be said by the chaotic energy, and as someone who absolutely despises the use of TikTok in films, this somehow utilizes it in a way that makes me not want to die from secondhand embarrassment, and it actually enhances the film. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies gets a 4.5 out of 5. This is the best whodunit since Knives Out, and you should watch this as soon as you can. Please give your support to A24 because they will give you something that you will gravitate towards, and I really think this one is worth supporting. I'm honestly this close to going over the edge and making this a top 3 film of the year because I can see myself watching this a lot in the future. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. I really do appreciate you stopping by. As per usual, I'm still trying to get the Better Call Saul video done. It's going to take a while. In the meantime, once a week at the end of each video, I will do a coming soon segment just so you know what to look forward to in terms of my content. In the immediate future, I'm going to be working on a Game of Thrones review because I've been watching that show for the very first time, and I am considering watching and reviewing the new Pinocchio film. I do hear it's terrible, so look forward to that review. And in the near future, that Better Call Saul full series review will be on the horizon. If you want to know when those videos release and are looking forward to checking those out, please consider clicking that like button and hitting the subscribe button with notifications turned on, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.